Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
In for Randy Burt, who is supposed to be sitting in for Doc Hamels, which is traveling somewhere across the big pond. I want to welcome you today to Chautauqua Sunrise. I have a great show for you. I have a fantastic guest, and we're going to have like a little learning deal today. We're going to learn a lot about a subject, and I think you'll enjoy it, and you might even want to try it yourself. But first, I do have some announcements. The Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services Division of Public Health has announced the following free rabies vaccination clinics in Chautauqua County. Saturday, October 29th, from 8 to 11 at the Dunkirk City Streets Department, 19 Lucas Avenue, Dunkirk, New York. This clinic is co-sponsored by the town and city of Dunkirk and the Chautauqua Division of Public Health. Dr. Rebecca Frost will be the attending veterinarian. This clinic will be a drive-in clinic, and animals must be pre-registered to receive their vaccination. Saturday, November 5th, 2022, from 10 a.m. till noon, at the Taylor Training Center, 240 West Harrison Street in Jamestown, New York. This clinic is co-sponsored by the City of Jamestown and the Chautauqua County Division of Public Health. Dr. Gregory Holt will be the attendant veterinarian. Vaccinations will be provided free of charge to all dogs, cats, and domesticated ferrets 3 months of age and older. There are a limited number of spots available at these clinics, so pet owners should pre-register online as soon as possible. Walk-ins may be accepted, but not guaranteed. New York public health law requires each dog, cat, and domesticated ferret over the age of 4 months to be vaccinated against rabies. County residents are encouraged to be responsible pet owners by having their pets vaccinated. For more information about the clinics and the rabies in general, contact the Division of Public Health at 716-753-4481. Happening this weekend, October 22nd and 23rd, is the final week So Long, Mr. Broadway play at 7 p.m. on Saturday and 2:30 p.m. on Sunday at the Lakeshore Center for the Arts, 49 West Portage Street in Westfield, New York. This theater play, written by Westfield resident John Daly, takes place in the 1930s. After decades of slugging it out in vaudeville, Bobby Broadway and his talented troupe are finally calling it quits and having a big farewell show. That is, if Broadway can manage to keep them together long enough. The new actress cannot seem to get her nerves under control, and Tommy and the funny man keep disappearing. The new actress cannot seem to keep her nerves under control, and Tommy and the funny man keeps disappearing. Why Myrtle, the new actress, cannot seem to keep her nerves under control, and Tommy and the funny man keeps disappearing, and just why has Myrtle, the troupe's resident songstress, been acting so secretive lately? Tickets are $20. For more information, click here or call 716-224-2135. October 22nd and 23rd, Panama Rocks Foliage Festival, starting at 10 a.m. Both days at Panama Rocks Scenic Park, 11 Rock Hill Road in Panama, New York. Celebrate autumn with this special festival that will feature an arts and crafts show, craft demonstrations such as chainsaw carving and blacksmithing, food vendors, entertainment, and fall and Halloween-themed activities. Admission to the park, admission to the arts and crafts show is free of charge, and admission to the hike, Panama Rocks, and axe throwing is at the park's normal admission rates. There will also be a Nightmare Before Christmas movie called on Saturday at 7 p.m., which is $7 per person and free for children ages 2 and under. For more information, click here or call 716-703-0021. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, Friday, October 28th, 2022, 10 p.m. to 11:40 p.m. Reg Lene, 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. $15 per admission includes theater cleaning fee. Online ticket sales end 2 hours before movies and events. Doors open at 9 p.m. And this cult classic, Sweethearts, Brad, Barry Bostwick, and Janet, Susan Sheridan, stuck with a flat tire during a storm, discover the eerie mansion of Dr. Frankenfurter, Tim Curry, a transvestite scientist. As their innocence is lost, Brad and Janet meet a house full of wild characters, including a rocking biker, Meatloaf, and a creepy butler, Richard O'Brien. Though they elaborate dances and rock songs, Frankenfurter unveils his latest creation, a muscular man named Rocky. The movie is rated R and it's 101 minutes long. A $5 fun pack will be sold that includes many items to be used in the screening, including rice, playing cards, glow sticks, mini gloves, and more. Strong language and a lot of shouting will be used by several audience members, as in traditional with a Rocky Horror showing. Restricted items, super soakers, style water guns, bags, boxes of rice, and hot dog. Admission requirements subject to change. Purchase tickets at the door or call 716-484-7070. Box office open Monday through Friday, 12 to 5 p.m., Wednesday, 12 to 8 p.m., and 1 hour before the events. Sponsored by Silver Tree Seniors of Jamestown. So that's the announcements for today. Thank you for listening to me. Randy has came into the studio now. He got out of the traffic jam. So now I have 15 minutes to get to Hollywood because I'm in the Saturday morning cartoons at 9:30. So right now, we got a great guest coming up. And here's a PSA just for you.
For many people, a breast cancer diagnosis can feel like a battle they're facing alone. But we are in this together because there are mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our friends. NBCF rallies and screening, supporting, and serving communities across the country. Because every woman matters. Every story is powerful. Every voice makes a difference.
Just beat breast cancer.
And every dollar helps. Together, we rise. Are you in?
I made it. There's nothing worse than a Saturday morning traffic jam in Hartfield. The bakeries are all delivering their products up that way, and the buggies are lined up from one end to the other. Welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I am Randy Burt. I want to thank Fred the Fox for filling in for me while I was stuck in the traffic jam. You can watch Fred on Saturday morning cartoons and towns with rabbit ears, like Ellington, Sherman, Brockton. So we're going to get this show going here. I brought a great guest in. I got to know her back in May. She was on our show along with Rick Mascaro and Carrie Shank. So right now I'm going to welcome Jacqueline Phillips.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this. So Jacqueline, we got something in common. It's in Westfield, New York. But before we get to that, where do you hail from? A little information on you.
I grew up in Westfield and graduated from the Westfield Academy and Central School, and then went off to do my undergraduate work at SUNY Fredonia, not very far away, and then ended up in the Boston area for quite a long time, about 40 years. And I'm back.
Boston, that's one place I've never been.
Well, it's a great place. We're actually in Cambridge, which is like the left bank of Boston. It's right across the river. And it's, I believe, well, it's known for its universities. There's 8 universities in Cambridge, but it's also really known to be art friendly. So there are lots and lots of galleries, there are lots of opportunities to drop in and learn about digital arts or learn about other fine arts. So it's very rich, and that's probably a lot of the reason that I settled in the Cambridge area. I do enjoy having that around me.
Fantastic. It was May 14th, you guys were on before. And just before that, I hit Lakeshore Center for the Arts on on Facebook, and all of a sudden they got the schedule, and I'm looking at the classes.
There's a lot of classes.
And I see portrait photography, green screen, and it's stuff that I've always wanted to do. I've tried my luck, but never did it. So I started out taking the portrait photography, and we watched a video with every lighting way there can be to take portraits. And you asked me a question after, which is my favorite lighting, and I think I said ring light. It's like, I could not remember one single name, but it was really intensive and really good. So then I came back up and we tried shooting portraits. First I shot you, and then you shot me, and we figured out glasses could be a pain.
But you still have to learn
But we
to
figured
like
it
them,
out.
because for some folks, wearing glasses is part of a look. They don't want to take their glasses off. So they can be challenging to not have glare show up in photographs or in video, but there is a way to do it. And it was a little bit of trial and error, and I think we ended up with pretty good shots for you.
You can do anything if you try. And you also introduced me that day to tether shooting and Lightroom Classic and Lightroom which are Adobe programs, which we'll probably talk about here in a little bit.
But you know something, you said a lot right there. I just want to unpack it just a little bit. It's really about plunging in and just giving it a shot. And what the Innovation Studio is all about, and that we're part of Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and we've been open now for a year. But what we try to do is, if you want to try something out, there's already a learning curve, but we don't want you to become frustrated because we haven't got the best software. Okay, so we really strive to make sure you're getting state-of-the-art software, and we have all the Adobe softwares. We make sure that we have a PC that you can use that's been specifically configured to support the creative arts, creative digital arts. So that's not going to be your hang-up. And then we have a leadership team at the studio that will help you get started and give you encouragement. And I got to tell you, Randy he just soaked up everything we had to offer, all the classes, using all the equipment. He's now part of our leadership team, so we're very lucky to have you.
Oh, that's great. I love it up there. I go up any chance I get. I got a key now, so I can
There you go.
I can go on off hours. I mean, in the middle of the night. No, I haven't been to the middle of the night, but I can go up there. I can get in, and you do a lot of like introductory classes.
We do, but we also strive to, for those that, let's say you're an advanced or even a professional photographer, we also want to give you the opportunity to deepen your skills. So we do try to offer a spectrum of classes and learning paths to do that. But we do a lot of introductory as well.
Introductory is great. It gives you a chance to try something, and if you don't want to buy it yourself, you can try it there. I tried video editing. I've been doing television now for like 18 years, and I never could edit a video. I like, where to go?
You know something, and the good news story is the software gets easier and easier to learn. So if you tried it, let's say 15 years ago or 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, learning to shoot videos and edit them was a lot tougher than it is now. It's pretty exciting. So for example, I'm doing a 1-hour class November 1st at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. It's called Quick and Easy Video Edits using Premiere Rush. And in 1 hour, no more than 60 minutes, you're going to learn how to use a video clip, several video clips, pull them into a timeline. You'll be able to do titles and other graphic slides throughout. You can edit sound. I'll show you where to get royalty-free music and royalty-free sound effects. And it allows you to render it very easily, and we show you how to share it. So you kind of get hooked because it's so much fun.
Oh, really?
We've done a lot of video this summer, haven't we?
Oh, we did. We just started, and we have some of the videos up there. I'm not sure which order I have them in, but
I don't even know what you have.
hey, Jeff, let's pick one of our videos of how to do something. Yeah, okay, we'll do creating cartoons is how we did the intro today with Fred the Fox. And I just did a basic program, but you can get into it in advance, and you can do some pretty awesome stuff. You can put your own backgrounds in, and I think you got to go the upper version.
Randy, I think you're hooked
I'm
on
hooked.
cartoons.
Oh, I wanted to. It's been 40 years ago. I was 40, 50. I don't know. I lost track, but back in the old 8mm days, I was trying to make animated movies, and I cannot draw.
It's easier now.
Oh, now it's easy, but back then it was draw cartoons, and it's like 16 cartoons to make one step. So,
Well, you know what happened? Randall has been, as he said, at the Innovation Studio along with a lot of other folks, and it's a maker space. It's a do-it-yourself. We help you get started, but you learn on your own, and you learn by doing, and then you share, and Randall has really been there all the time. And I before I did the November and December calendars, I said, Randall, is there something you'd like to see on the class schedule that we haven't offered yet? And he said, I want to make cartoons. So, looking at the Adobe, there's a software that's called Character Animation or Character Animator. which is it? Character animation. Anyway, and they have a starter mode. I wanted to make sure our laptops could handle it. I looked, I did about 30 minutes worth of training, and I just plunged in and did it myself, and it was so much fun.
And by the time I got home that day, she had an animated little cartoon on Facebook, and it was like, this is cool. But
and you've been playing with it ever since, right?
Yep. So let's give it a shot, Jeff, on the first one. I think. I just created my first cartoon. I had a blast. Hi, I'm Randall Burt. I'm a studio administrator at Innovation Studio at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Come join me November 3rd, 6 to 7:30 p.m. In just over an hour, you will have created your first cartoon. It's so easy. Just click on the following link, sign up for my class, and I hope to see you there November 3rd. Our classes are in Westfield, New York at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. You can register online, and it's free for members.
Good work.
That was fun. Now we
So don't forget, it is November 3rd, and it's only an hour and a half class. And in that hour, you're not just going to be shown how to do it. You will have your fingers on keys. You will have created your own cartoon character. The software is just amazing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
So as you're recording, the software rigs, they call it rigging your body, your mouth, hand gestures, it could be your entire body. And so it's literally animating it for you, and then you can go back in and add in gestures and graphics. So it's just a blast.
Oh, I'm having a ball with it. But the one that we started the show out, Fred the Fox, I recorded the sound first, then I synced the sound in.
Yeah, that's the other way to do it. Yeah.
And added the effects. Otherwise, you can just look at your webcam. You can turn your head that way, that way, that way, that way. And
it follows it incredibly well. And of course, this is the starter mode, and it's fun just to get started and being able to finish an entire project or two or three. But then you might want to be able to do more, and you can actually create your own characters in Photoshop and Illustrator, and it will be automatically rigged to your body too. So that really, then you can go a little deeper with it, which is fun.
I can't wait to do that. I just got a letter to tell everyone hello from the middle of the Main River in the middle of Germany. I'm watching a show, Doc.
We got to behave ourselves.
Hey,
Doc.
You're not seasick, are you?
Have a blast.
So Doc's in Germany. I knew he was across the big pond, but I wasn't sure which pond. But welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. And before I get going, just want to welcome the people at WRFA Jamestown. The show will be played on the radio 1 p.m. on Tuesdays. So we're going to get back into this. Would you like to see another video, or?
Why not? I don't know what you have.
Okay, Jeff, what's next?
Hi, I'm Jackie Phillips. I'm the director at Innovation Studio and education director at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Today, I tried something completely new in the studio. I decided I wanted to create my own cartoon character. I wanted to record my own audio and then add in motion and emotion, and then easily export my cartoon into social media. And you know what? I did it.
So that was after, just a little bit of a learning path of 30 minutes. And, it's pretty basic, but it was really fun and easy to do.
And I was freaking when I got home and I saw that. It's like, she did that? Wow, that is cool.
So we never know where the studio is going to take us. And that's really the concept at Lakeshore Center for the Arts and the Innovation Studio. It's a maker space. You try to follow your interests and dabble a little bit, and then it sort of grabs hold, and we'll see where it takes you. Well, I don't know if you brought this video in, but there's a new clothing shop in Westfield. It's the Community Clothing.
Do we have another one, Jeff, on clothing?
No, that was
I didn't bring it.
I didn't see any more anyway.
That's fine. So but here's where this is where things sort of evolve, but it's a wonderful organization. It's just below us at 49 South Portage, right across from Patterson Library. And they're open several times a month. And it's next to do merchandise, you know, for folks to pick up a coat for $1, or, you know, you can do a whole outfit for less than $2. And the founders wanted an opportunity to get the message out, but get the message out maybe to a younger audience. So they, you know, thought, why not do a cartoon character that, you know, the high school kids could relate to? And so she created a character of Kim, and we didn't do it for her. They sat with me, got her started, you know, to try to reduce the frustration. And they are, as of this morning, they had 1,500 hits on that video.
That's awesome.
It's really great. It's helping to get the word out. Well, now she's developed 4 more scripts to keep with the Kim character. So, you know, it isn't just for fun. It's also a really practical reason. And people do enjoy, I think, looking at it. So
Now, the one mission is to help people and not do it for them, correct?
you know, we're not your personal videographers or your photographer. We would be so bogged down with requests. And it's hard to say no, okay,
Yeah.
and be fair about it. But what we do is we really want to help you. If you're interested in videos, if you're interested in learning to do portrait photography or even fine art photography, or just what I would refer to digital artistry, where you learn to manipulate these images and be extremely creative with that. We're supporting graphic design. We have some exciting news because we have some wonderful brand new equipment for sound mixing. So we're getting into that more and more with video, with the animation and voiceovers. And coming up next year, we're going to be doing a lot with Reader's Theater. So think about this. You can do audiobooks, whatever, but we have professional mics specifically for this and have invested in a state-of-the-art audio mixer. It's a Rodecaster Pro 2, and we've learned to use it, and it does fantastic work. So we've been doing podcasting. If you haven't seen it, we carry it on the side under the Innovation Studio. If you listen to the first podcast and you listen to the latest, there's a big difference in the equipment.
You can remember what happened to the first one.
I'm not sure.
I came in and
Don't remember.
started helping edit.
Oh, the editing afterwards.
I've never done this. And partway through, we realized I'd hit the record button.
So you recorded over.
I am recording.
Well, you know, you got to leave a little space. You learn. That's how we learn best, or sometimes, you know, from our mistakes. But we also want to reduce. So as soon as we sort of learn something, it's really fun to pass it on to somebody that wants to get started. And it's great to see so many people using the studio for different things. Ultimately, it's really for great storytelling, whether you choose to use photography or video or web development or graphic design. It's just upping your game. So one of the things that's happened is we've only been open a year. We've offered in that year 120 hours of drop-in studio time to our community, which is great.
Awesome.
60 different sessions. On top of that, we are currently running with 36 different classes and adding more all the time because it's a broad field, digital arts. There's so much that you can do with it. So we do our best to match interests and try to listen to the folks that are using the studio or thinking of using the studio. One of the things that we've been asked for is, could I borrow your video equipment and take it off site?
Yes.
I want to interview an artist, or I have family stories I want to capture. I don't think they'll come into the studio. So we put our heads together and we came up with 2 mobile video interviewing kits that we're allowing our members to take off site. And of course, we're matching up the training so they know how to use it. So we're encouraging them to use professional sound, lighting, and to stabilize the cell phone so you don't get the shaky kind of image. And it really makes a huge difference. Did you happen to bring that video in?
I don't know, Jeff, do I have a video? It would be us talking, or Jacqueline talking about a kit we have now that you can take out with tripods. I'm not sure what I brought.
Okay. Well, it's super easy to use. And folks, we're about to get into the holiday season, and most of us look to spend quality time with close friends. That's a picture of the studio there, and that happens to be a portrait setup. So in my hand is a light meter to help kind of perfect the exposure, and then there are triggers for the strobe lights just to get the exposure right. And Randy mentioned that he learned to do tethered shooting at the studio. You might be able to see an orange cord coming from the camera on the tripod over to the PC. That's what you call a tethered shoot, so it goes right into Lightroom Classic, and you can see what you've just shot, make adjustments, make sure it's tack sharp, and also it's already stored it in 2 places that way. So we have a lot of fun with that, and there were some different backgrounds there. So getting back to the fact that we're in the holiday season, you're with loved ones, you're with close friends, and we all have these incredible stories that come out of our family histories or something. You might want to consider capturing some of these wonderful family memories, and what better way to do it than with really good sound, video. And we're going to focus on using your cell phone, because when it's off-site, you want things that are portable, things that are very super light. You're not having to lug around heavy equipment, and that way you can use a tripod, use a simple video light, and the people that you're interviewing will really appreciate that, because they're going to look a lot better if you light them. It's just a light in front. And most importantly, if there's one thing you can do to make your video better, it's better audio. It makes a huge difference. So we include in the kits that you're able to borrow a professional microphone and a cord specifically to plug right into your phone. We have one for Androids, we have one for iPhones as well. And all of our studio administrators know how to use it. So it can be signed out for a few days to help you capture these wonderful stories that we all have. And they get passed down orally, but you start to lose detail. And then unfortunately, some of them get lost forever in our family. So it's a good time. I wish I would have done more of this many years ago, but we're making it available now. Well, what do you do after you take these videos of these great family stories? You've got to learn to edit them. And remember that class that you can learn to do that in 1 hour. That one is actually coming up again, let's see, November 1st, 11 a.m. to noon. And you will put fingers on keys and learn how to do it all. It's so much fun.
So some of the other things we've done, talking about the kit we take out on the road, we took it across the street to the library. Right. And Nancy Nixon,
Ensign, the curator there, used the kit to interview the exhibiting artist, John Chisholm, and it worked beautifully.
So, and it wasn't very much. We just carried it. We're not dragging like 500-pound tripods and mic stands, so it went really well. Some of the other things we've been doing lately, you had, is it Dave Brown? He is restoring historical documents, photographing them, and got quite the setup there. I might have a picture of Dave photographing, what was it?
There were, he was digitizing Civil War letters. They were already very, very well preserved, but to have a digital image, really, and we got it tack sharp, and we could light it just perfectly. So we did many of those, and it was also a ledger from the Civil War days. It was fascinating.
And it's not just by taking a camera and holding it. We have a...
Yeah, you want it really, really stable, and you don't want to damage historic documents like that by using bright lights. So you were shooting it basically in a low light situation. So you've got to make sure there's no shake at all in the camera, and be sure that it's really tack sharp. And that's another way we do a tethered shoot, so you can see right away how sharp is that. Oh, let me adjust. It might be the exposure and so forth. So we do a lot of that, and folks bring in old photographs as well, as did he. And we also digitize slides, and we have some free software that we introduce people to if you happen to have film negatives that you'd like to turn into photographs. So easy to do. You don't have to send out to do it. You can use our equipment and do it for yourself.
The one thing I want to do someday, but I know I'm never going to, is convert 8mm movies. Video.
We don't have the ability to do that yet.
They're pretty pricey, and I don't think the quality's that great. I mean, the quality wasn't that great to start with. The 8mm's been sitting around for 40 or 50 years. They're starting to.
So for now, we wouldn't be able to digitize an 8mm film. You would send that out, but what we can do is edit it and improve it and restore it once it is digitized. And some of the photographs too, getting back to those, old photographs that folks want to digitize by using our equipment, well, then they want to learn how to restore that, and we have classes for that. It's amazing what the software can do, and you've got several studio administrators that can keep you on tasks. We don't, to be able to really focus on, here's how you fix water damage on the old photographs. Here's how you take out some dust, or maybe the lighting in one corner is too dark and it's faded over on another corner, and there's so much you can do to restore it. Now, you probably wouldn't take the time to do that for every box of old photos that you have up in the attic or the basement, but there might be a handful of some that are so precious that you would love to be able to restore them to their former glory or pretty darn close, and then give a digital copy to all your loved ones along with the story.
I was so amazed. We watched a video of this really bad photograph. I mean, it was just terrible looking. And the guy, using different controls on Photoshop, made it look like almost brand new, even giving it like a yellow tint that it had. But me, I would have been trying to circle stuff and trying to delete it out. And
I think the way to approach, everybody learns differently, and so that's what we want to offer, lots of different learning paths, so you can follow where your interest is. Sometimes we just want to plunge in and learn just by fingers on keys, figure it out. It's a valid way to learn. However, it's good to go back and do a pre-recorded class or let somebody mentor you a little bit, because you might be missing the actual workflow that would work best for you, which is what I think you're referring to there. And a little bit less frustration, but in the end, you still have to plunge in, and sort of give it a try. That's part of the fun of it. And before I know it, three hours have gone by, and I've just had a ball at the studio.
So fast.
It's a lot of fun.
If you want to call in and they have a question for our guest, you can call us at 753-5225. Put a 716 in front of it.
Now.
Hey, look at that, man. So call in. It's real easy, and we'll try to answer your questions, or if you want to just say something, feel free. So we hear a phone ringing. It'll take a minute. But
Great. So we're, in case you don't know where we are, we're part of Lakeshore Center for the Arts at 49 South Portage in Westfield, New York. And right across from the Patterson Library, you go through the glass doors, come right up. That's where we are.
Excellent. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Randy. It's Mike Felsman calling from Portland.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm having a ball.
Yeah, I heard that. I've been watching the show this morning. I was kind of interested the way you started. I knew it was going to have something to do. Well, I'm a pretty smart guy, so I knew it would have something to do with animation.
I love it. I mean, I'm crazy. I love stuff like that, animation, and I'll have to admit, Photoshop, I like to joke around with that. I don't think anything you see on Facebook's real. I think it's all Photoshopped.
Maybe.
I really do.
Well, if for some reason I would ever post anything on Facebook, or if I ever posted a picture on Facebook, it would probably be real, because I don't know that I'd take the time. But anyways, and I don't even know how to use that software.
It's so easy to learn. Listen, if I could do it, anybody can do it. And I figured out the basic cartoon, puppet, and rigging in about 30 minutes.
Wow.
So, and come to Randy's class, maybe. That
Mike-
is November 3rd from 6 to 7:30. You will create your own cartoon
Hey,
in an
Mike,
hour and a half.
you're just up the road from Westfield, so
Yeah, I
you
know.
could just roller skate or walk on down and
Well, I
give us a
won't-
try.
I do own a car, so I probably
Oh!
would take the car.
I forgot about cars. What are they?
They came after the Amish buggies.
Oh, okay. I was behind them too today.
I wasn't. I mean, I walked to turn on the television. But anyways, I did have a question, and I don't even know how to ask this one intelligently. But I'm interested in YouTube. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. I love seeing. I'll tell you what I love seeing, and Randy I think would appreciate this. Some of the old television shows, and sometimes, of course, I've seen people try to edit their theme musics and stuff. Most of them don't do it very well. But I mean, does what you do, I'd almost love to see if I could pick some of the things up I see on YouTube and maybe make my own channel of some better stuff. But is that something in the line of what you do?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, once you get into your video projects, your animation projects, and maybe even a podcast or some audio, is that you have to, before you even start, think about where it is you want to post or how it's going to be used. And if video with audio is a very large file, you're not going to be able to upload very easily to Facebook, even if that's what you wanted to do. You'd probably have to post it first on a YouTube channel. And by the way, starting your own YouTube channel couldn't be easier. And so we would walk you through that at the studio if you needed some help with that. Or talk you through. But yeah, I mean, that is part of the learning because these are huge files. You have to learn how to do it, what's the best way, which link would work best. And it's a little different maybe in terms of posting at Facebook versus Instagram and so forth. So that is sort of part of what we do in the studio.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm such a nerd, I spend hours and hours figuring it out, which is the best way that this is going to work. So.
I go to YouTube, you make the video. It takes you a long time, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, depending on video. At least with my computer.
Well, I don't know about your computer, but I've done some pretty good sized videos, and it doesn't take that long from the studio. Now, here's the advantage if you want to use the Innovation Studio. We have super fast internet speed there. We are using PCs that are specifically designed to render video, so it's really quick. And so the upload, the download, the rendering happens a lot quicker in that environment because it
sounds like for someone like me who I'm like, how they say classes start with 101? You take accounting 101, math 101, remember all that?
Yeah.
All right. I need to go to YouTube minus 101. I mean, I'm pretty basic.
It's actually pretty easy. It's very easy to start your own channel.
It sounds like what I should do is try to look. Maybe find your schedule online, either on your website or Facebook, whatever.
Great.
And maybe try to see what might be of interest to me and try to start that way.
Well, I hope you do that. Would love to see you. By the way, you go to lakeshorecenterforthearts.com. There's lots of information there. And I know that's a long website. You just put it in once in your computer and you'll always be able to do it.
We have it up on the screen right now for you.
Yeah,
LakeshoreCenterForTheArts.com, and then go under the Innovation Studio tab. You'll see all of our classes. You'll be able to sign up right online as well. If you're a member at Lakeshore Center for the Arts, classes are always free.
Okay.
Drop-in times for Open Studio, always free to members. So, and we're committed to keeping it that way as well.
Okay.
Love to have you.
All right. Well, thank you. I guess I'll look into the membership because that would be probably the best way for me to do it.
It's a great deal.
What? I'm sorry, Randy.
I say it's a great deal.
Okay.
I think I got my membership in my first class.
All right.
So.
All right. Well, thanks. That should help me out.
Have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye now.
So yeah. Well, there's Mike. He's
That's
just
great.
down the road. It's
I would say a lot of times folks stop in. Oh.
No, it's me. I lost my mic.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of times folks they seem hesitant. They want to come see the studio, but they're not quite sure they want to go in there. There's a lot of equipment in there. Something has gotten in their head to make them think that they can't learn how to do it. But I'm telling you that technology has gotten easier, much easier to learn than it was even just a few years ago. So mostly if you come in, you don't have to apologize for, gee, I really don't know much about cameras, or I really don't know much about editing sound. We help you get started. And I think it's really important that you have, maybe a project in mind, and this is something that you can get help with, and we might have some suggestions in terms of what would help you learn just enough to get that project done. Meanwhile, you've made some new friends. There's a lot of camaraderie there as well, a lot of good people, and we learn from each other as well. So.
Oh, I can't believe how many times I've been up there. And I don't have to go out and buy a brand new camera. I can use the studios. I found out my camera, it takes pictures, but I can't do anything with it. It's like
there's lots to learn, and I've been, it's my hobby, digital photography, for 10, 15 years. The more I know, the more there is.
You just keep learning. They keep changing and adding.
Right, and you're tapping into your creative soul, not to get overly dramatic, and it's just nice to have great tools around you to help you do that. And we have state-of-the-art cameras, as I said, the lighting before, the PC, the classes. A lot of our classes the majority of our classes are pre-recorded, but they've all been previewed to be sure that they're right up to date, so you're not getting old information, and that they are instructors that use their time well and have really thought about the best way to learn. So, because we respect everybody's time. If you signed up for a class for an hour, hour and a half, I want to know that the class that you're going to be seeing is really going to be a good use of your time. So
the classes are awesome. I mean, you can watch mostly YouTube videos, but
there's a few good ones out there, but there's a lot of crummy ones out there too.
Yeah, there's some you can't understand, and they just hurry them, and half the videos talking about themselves. But Jeff, do we have any other videos or photos to show? It's fun to do with Jeff. I got Jeff one time just by not making any sound.
Oh, this is a photo of someone who is editing in Premiere Pro, has headphones on, listening to the sound. So you can separate out audio tracks. You can run several different audio tracks. You can add in digital media, not just the videos, but you can add in photographs. You can add in several different tracks of sounds. Could be sound effects, could be different music sets, and then of course graphic overlays, titles, and you want to do transitions, so you get the cinematic feel of what you would typically see on TV. And all of these things are fairly easy to learn, okay, for shorter projects.
Yeah.
They really are. And if you, for example, I want to keep plugging this class, but November 1st, 11 to noon, you're going to learn all the skills you need to do, and you're going to do it for a simple video, let's say up to say 3 minutes, where you're doing all of those things. Well, once you see,
try it,
you don't have to be so impressed with people that know how to do this, because you can actually plunge in and do it. It's fun.
Oh, it's a ball. I mean, Rush is easy, and then you go on to Premiere Pro. What do we got here?
So what we have here in the studio, we do use the Canon systems for photography. So we use the DSLR cameras and 80Ds, but we also use them for video. So this is in a video rig where you can hang a microphone on it, maybe lighting. We have monitors, whatever you need, but it stabilizes it on a tripod. So your video you may want to shoot in the studio where you can really control the light, or let's say you're doing a series of, I'm going back to family memories, and they're willing to come into the studio. You can reserve some time, and you can shoot several different interviews and then tie them together beautifully. In fact, you could do a 2-camera shoot, so you learn to dissolve your shots beautifully, maybe a side shot as well as straight on. It adds a little bit of drama, and it helps you, tap into your own creativity as far as being a film director. So.
Oh, it's amazing. And the microphone you saw in that camera, it picks up like
It's beautiful. Yeah, it works well.
really nice. So we have about 9 minutes left. What else can we, let's see, Jeff, anything left there?
No, that was it.
Okay. So they go on the website that you gave, and you're going to get a copy. You're going to get one of these. You're going to see this for each month.
Well,
There.
they're monthly cameras, or monthly calendars rather, and each link is live, which will take you to a full description of that particular learning event. And if you decide you want to sign up, then the registration form is just there. So it's super easy. You get an email confirmation that you are registered for the class, and you just come in. As I said, we're right across from the library, and you come up. But really, one of the biggest gateways to using the Innovation Studio is our drop-in sessions, the open studios. And throughout the summer, they've been every Saturday and just about every Monday. That's going to get lightened up just a little bit in November and December because there's so many holidays. But we are open every Saturday, 11 to 1. Now, you don't need to register for this. You just come in. It is a members only, but if you're not a member and you just want to come see us and see what we're all about, you are welcome to come and visit us and decide if you think you'd like to use the studio. But I think the studio allows you to meet a few people. It allows you to see literally what the equipment is, what are some of the projects that we've done, and just come up and see the entire Lakeshore Center for the Arts. We've got some new rooms up there. The new conference and green room area, which is the Lorna Penny Suite, is beautiful. We have a current production, as you said in the or as Freddie the Fox said in the announcements. We have So Long Mr. Broadway is playing this weekend. We're always rehearsing something in the theater. It's fun to see. So come on up and we'll show you around. We have the gallery that's open on Saturdays as well, so you can come and see what artists are being featured. There's lots going on at Lakeshore Center for the Arts.
It's great, but now, is there an age limit? Should kids come, or is it more than adults?
So, Lakeshore Center for the Arts is real, our concept is this is an adults arts center. We're focused on that. We love children. They encourage them to come and see the gallery, and we have actually an 11-year-old artist work currently being displayed in the gallery. The Innovation Studio itself is really for adults. We just aren't set up to provide supervision, the kind of supervision that children need. So at the moment, it really is just for adults. However, they can come and see it.
I'll be there.
Good.
You know me.
Well, that's great.
We got like 5 minutes. I hear the phone ringing, so we're going to have a call here. But anything you want to say while we're waiting on our phone call?
Well, if you haven't heard our podcast yet, we have a regular podcast on record at Innovation Studio, and it's just an which I host, and I have co-hosts with me, and we do look for artists that want to share their creative secrets, and it's been a lot of fun to do. Do you have a
they're
call?
Interesting. Yeah, I've listened to all 3 of them. Yeah, we do have a phone call. Good morning, caller.
Well, good morning. This is Linda Spalding.
Linda!
It's so great to see you both on the show on such a gorgeous autumn morn. I want to tell you how much I really do love the Lakeshore Center for the Arts in Westfield. I have been there to visit it, and it's remarkable. I'm so glad that we are so fortunate to have something like this in our area.
It is wonderful. And I want to be really, really clear, and I'm just going to give a plug. He wouldn't like it if he was here, but we would not have Lakeshore Center for the Arts were it not for Rick Mascaro. He really has, lots of folks were extremely involved and worked very, very hard to provide this opportunity to really provide performing arts, digital arts, and everything you can think of there. He has led the way. Thank you so much, Rick Mascaro, for helping us because I think it's invaluable to our community.
It is. Everybody should visit it, everybody, and partake of the various events and plays, everything that you put on, everything that you do.
Well, Linda, we're just getting started because it just seems like every other month we're adding in something brand new and exciting. If you haven't heard about it yet, there's currently underway the very first one-act play competition.
Oh!
And we have gotten dozens of submissions. I mean, I don't want to say we're overwhelmed, but we're so pleased to see so many people really around the world submitting a 10-minute one-act play for considerations. And the Innovation Studio is going to be involved in that too, because somewhere in March, all of these submissions, we'll be boiling it down to 10 comedies, 10 dramas, and we'll be doing a reader's theater, which is where we're going to use the studio to record it almost like a podcast, where they're acting it out using just their voices. And that's the second round. And then from there, the one-act play competition, it gets whittled down to 10, 5 dramas, 5 comedies. And then there are some dates in May where they will be performed. This is a whole other level, I think.
I would really, I know people that write plays, and, I belong to the Chautauqua Players, and Chautauqua, and Bob McClure is very active in organizing that. I don't know if you're familiar, but it would be a good idea if we could, like they say, collaborate or get together on things.
Well, we have a wonderful writers group, for example, that meets on Wednesday nights, and it's led by a renowned author. And for folks that really want to give it a shot to do maybe for the first time, a one-act play submission, or just work on writing their memoirs or work on a book. So it's a very exciting writers group that would encourage you to kind of try this as well. And I'm really excited. I've read some of the plays, and I've heard what some of our members are doing in the writers group. We sort of test things out on each other, and there's some exciting things happening there. There really is.
Oh yeah, that is very exciting. Well, 10 minutes isn't very long. People should be able to, who have the creativity, should be able to put something together.
Well, and there are plenty of folks to help you.
Well, thank you very much for telling me about that, and good luck with your wonderful endeavors at your artistic Chautauqua for the arts. I really appreciate it, and have a great weekend.
Hope to see you. Bye.
Catch you later, Linda.
You. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
It's gorgeous out.
Got rid of that snow. Well, Jacqueline, we have like 1 minute left. What would you like to
Randall,
mention?
it's a lot of fun at Innovation Studio, and you're a big piece of that. You've added a lot to the studio. We actually have 7 studio administrators, and it just seems like each studio administrator is bringing in their own personal experiences, and we have a lot of fun. We really do, by helping each other and learning together, right?
All right. Well, that's it. I want to thank everybody. Justin on camera, Jeff on the controls, Chris is out there somewhere, and Doc. Next week the show will not be live. It'll be a replay, so you can't call in, but have a great week and have a great Halloween. I'm Randy Burt.